Hey, darling.
Hi. How are you?
I love that shirt.
Oh, thank you.
No comment.
Don't use it while we're asking you questions, though. It is, Damon sort of left behind, with Elena and Caroline going to college and that sort of thing. What are we going to be seeing for him this season, and how quickly is he going to realize that that really isn't Stefan?
I don't think he's left behind. I mean, I think it's the old, the sort of tangible life metaphor for people, trying to, one person goes off to college and they're trying to make it work, and although the only difference is she's 18 and Damon's 172. He's got to hold down the fort, and I think that, of course it's the Vampire Diaries, so you can't be happy for that long because there's no conflict in that. But I think ultimately what's interesting is that there's, the new dynamics that are going to happen as a result of Stefan now being Silas, and the fact that the brothers aren't together. We're rejuvenated in the sense of story due to the fact that, typically going into season 5 of a show, a lot of the storylines have been played out over and over and over again. We have this kind of renewed sense by virtue of the fact that there are going to be some really cool dynamics and changes in the story, and we're more dialed in production-wise like we were in season 1 of the show, where we were sort of flying by the seat of our pants and making this really cool TV show. It was very dark and very edgy. We're going back to that. I think that we got away from this, particularly in season 3 and 4. Even photographically, dialing it back down, making it much more moody and edgy, and creating story also with light. You know what I mean? It used to be, the show used to be so dark. You had to squint to see what this actor was thinking. But those are the movies we love to see. That's what really creates this sort of dark, edgy intimacy of what our show really was. And I think we're going back to that, and we're all very excited about it. And it's going to be good.
How is Damon going to react to Catherine being here?
Honestly, I don't know yet how that plays out. Simply because of the fact that, I think that she definitely has the ability to tug on his heartstrings all the time. It's like that first love thing, I was talking to a couple of weeks, or I was in New York, I think, last week, and just as a friend, I was talking to my first love when I was probably 18 or something. And this girl who's now a woman and like a doctor and married with children and this amazing person is a friend of mine, but that first love, that feeling of like, oh my God, I'm going to die if we're separated, you know what I mean? And it was so intense, it was such a beautiful relationship, but now going back and having conversations with her, and you remember what it's like to have that, like, when you jump into really cold water and you're just like, ah! It's that same feeling. And whenever he sees her, there's a tinge of that. And I always try and, even though she brings out the worst in him, and she's what you would deem as a horribly selfish individual, she's just doing what she's had to do. She's a survivor. Yes, she does not treat people that well, but he was in love with her for 150 fucking years. So I always try and add that little element on the back of whatever the performance is, or whatever the connective tissue of whatever I'm using in that scene with her. And you see Catherine now is a very different person, someone who's more vulnerable, someone who's acknowledging her susceptibility to the world, even the common cold.
They say be careful what you wish for because you might get it. Now that Damon has what he wished for, will that prove true? Will he, suddenly be rethinking what he wanted all along?
Well, I think that again, it's not. No one can be really truly happy on this show for very long, because then there's no conflict. And I think that by virtue of that statement, I think that yes, Damon wanted the girl, and he has the girl, and that has its whole, has its own, pardon me, has its own world of problems, but it's still in the vein of protecting and loving this person who's been doing it for 4 years. You know, obviously we always want to play the bad boy, the bad girl, because it's so much more dynamic. But it is really cute to see the interaction between these two, between Elena and Damon. You know, he's just so smitten, he's so in love, and it's cute. It's cute.
Thanks. So sorry, guys. We're out of time.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you. Enjoy the con, man. Have a blast.
Thanks.